If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back in. This is WNST, and we are out here at Bill Bateman's in Perry Hall. One more time for Dennis Pitta. Dennis, now you had to admit to me earlier that you had never heard of Perry Hall before you came out here, correct?
I don't know too many towns in Maryland right now. I know Owings Mills and Baltimore, and that's about it.
It hurt me a little bit because, as you know, I'm a proud alum of Perry Hall High School. I was once noted on Wikipedia as a distinguished alum of Perry Hall High School, so it hurt me a little bit. Now that you've experienced Perry Hall, can we say that you're impressed?
Absolutely. Yeah, I definitely think I'll be coming back to Perry Hall in the future.
Ladies and gentlemen. That's the right answer. Hey, I hear you have a nickname. I heard a rumor that you have a nickname.
I probably have quite a few nicknames.
All right. Well, one in particular that a certain Pro Bowl linebacker gave you. Are you aware?
Yeah, I mean, I think I know what you're referring to.
American Express.
I have heard that before.
You've heard that? Do you know the story of why you're American Express?
You know what? I don't know where that came from or how that got started, but you know, when I scored, I think my first touchdown against the 49ers, I came off and he was yelling it at me.
Right.
I didn't really understand it at the time, but it's kind of funny, you know, and all the defensive guys kind of laugh about it, so they have a good time with that.
The story being that Terrell Suggs said, "The white tight end, you don't leave home without him."
Yeah, I've heard that.
That plays, right?
He's certifiably crazy, right? Suggs is certifiably nuts. Isn't he? Go ahead, it's okay.
No, I mean, he's a great character and, you know, someone who's got a lot of personality, a lot of fun to be around, and great for our team and great for our locker room. And, you know, if Suggs gives you a nickname, you just run with it. You don't ask questions.
Are you ready to do the Skip Bayless? Are you ready to take on the national media the way he is?
I don't think I'm ready for that yet. He's doing a great job with that. He's giving Skip a tough time the other day, so he's pretty good with the media.
There's got to be a bizarre moment, though, where like Terrell tries to become Mr. Serious for a second, you know, where he's all of a sudden like, "All right, man, let me tell you a thing or two," and you're like, "Dude, weren't you just the guy that dropped your pants in front of me like 5 minutes ago?"
Yeah, you don't see him serious very often, but when he does, you better listen.
It's confusing, though, I'm assuming.
At times, yeah, it can be.
All right, let's talk about what's really important. How's your fantasy football team?
Oh, I don't have one. I do have a fantasy basketball team, though.
Oh,
really?
Yeah, just started that.
Who's on your team?
Who did I draft? My wife wasn't real happy that I did a fantasy draft the other week, but
I like how you blame it on her.
Right.
Yeah.
Your team stinks and you're blaming it on her.
No, we just started it last week. I can't remember who I got.
Who do you root for? Let's start with that. Like, who do you root for? You don't have to worry because we don't have a team in Baltimore, so you can't screw this one up.
No, I mean, I don't think I have a favorite NBA team. I watch a lot of NBA games just because I really like basketball and I love watching it. You know, whoever's on, you know, I just like certain players. You know, I like LeBron, he's just a lot of fun to watch. I like the Oklahoma City Thunder, because I like Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant. You know, I just watch players and teams, and I used to be a big Lakers fan growing up because, you know, obviously from Southern California. But you know, I kind of fell away from that a little bit. I think I'm back on the Clippers bandwagon now.
What?
Yeah, they're putting a squad together.
But are you allowed to cheat like that though, as a Lakers fan? Like,
absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm not a diehard Lakers fan. I liked them growing up, but I've kind of fallen away from that.
Here's the important question: who's the bigger celebrity, you or Jimmer Fredette?
I think Jimmer is. I mean. You know, he did copy my number at college. I was number 32, and then he came along, and I wanted to be number 32.
He did it because of Dennis Pitta?
I would think so.
So you ever go to Yahoo and sneak a look at how many people are playing Dennis Pitta on a Sunday morning? Do you ever, you know, just take a look at it and say, what percentage?
I wouldn't even know how to do that.
Oh, you wouldn't?
Yeah,
You've had someone come up to you and say, like, "Dude, I need a big game from you on Sunday," or something like that?
I need 8 points from you,
like a member of your family says that to you?
No, I have had people come up to me and just say, "Hey, I got you on my fantasy team, so don't screw it up."
You're like, "Well, you know what? I was thinking about screwing it up before, but now that you said it, well, I can't."
Now I'll really focus to not screw it up for you.
So who was the tight end you patterned yourself for growing up? You looked at, you watched?
That's a good question. What's funny is growing up, I always watched Todd Heat, and
I bet that's a good dig at him, isn't it? Hey, old grandpa, I used to watch you when I was younger.
I mean, he was in his 10th year when I came into the league, so I was like 12 when I was watching him. But no, Todd's a good friend of mine, so I can say that about him. But he's a tight end that I've always liked to watch, and someone I've kind of modeled my game after, and obviously guys like Tony Gonzalez and what's the guy's name in Dallas?
Jason Witten.
Jason Witten, yeah, totally blanked on that.
That's a good endorsement for him.
Yeah.
What's the guy's name, right? Well, the one thing about Todd, too, if you want to speak on this, is you're not going to find a better man than that guy who showed up here, spent the bulk of his career here before he went to Arizona. The ad that he took out at the end of his run in the newspaper, which is cash money. I mean, speaks a lot about him. And I think if you were going to pattern yourself after someone on the field and off the field, you pick the winner there.
Yeah, absolutely. Todd's a great guy, and like I said, he's the ultimate professional in every sense of the word. And I feel fortunate to have been able to come here and kind of be with him for at least a year. And I've built a great friendship with him that will last a long time.
You know what's weird, Drew? None of these guys ever say when we ask them who they model their game after, they're always the greatest players. They never say anything like, yeah, I modeled my game after a guy named Jeff that you've never seen play before. I'd always like to hear one guy just sort of drop in a name and we'd be like, who the hell was that?
I mean, it just makes sense to want to be the best.
Yeah, right.
I would think that goes unsaid.
Hey, I want to talk to you about the BYU thing because I think there's a lot of misconceptions. I think a lot of people think that everybody that goes to BYU is kind of crazy. Like we hear about the basketball thing last year and like, what's wrong with those people? So like, what's the biggest misconception about someone that goes to BYU?
I mean, I think BYU is a great place for me to go. Obviously, it's an institution with high moral values, and they stick to a strict honor code. And you know that when you go there, and if you can't really comply, they're not afraid to enforce the rules there. And we saw that last season with the basketball player. But it's a great school and a great environment to play football in. A lot of people don't know how great the fans are there as well, and we play the University of Utah every year, and the state of Utah is just unbelievable that time of year with the fans and how passionate they are about football there. And
Paul Kruger says that's not a rivalry anymore, by the way.
I mean, I had some good battles with Paul when we were both there, but it is a great rivalry and one of the best in college football, in my opinion, and one that often gets overlooked. But I can't say enough good things about BYU and my time spent there.
The important question is, can you transfer credits from BYU to Ball So Hard University? They just move from one place to the other?
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like you have to do a whole lot to go to Ball So Hard.
Dennis, let's talk about your coach now. Obviously, he's the only one you've had in your professional career. It's interesting you were talking about high moral standards, and I think John, I don't know if disciplinarian is the right word, that might be a little strong, but he has come in here, and obviously 4 years in, the team's made the playoffs every year. I like to say there isn't a lot of riffraff within the locker room anymore. He runs a tight ship, but I think a very fair ship. Talk about him a little bit, sort of what makes you the John Harbaugh fan, assuming you are, of course.
No, yeah, John is, I think, the right coach for this team right now, and he does run a tight ship and make sure that we're a disciplined football team, which is important because there's a lot of teams around this league that aren't very disciplined, and I think that's important, and he definitely emphasizes that and does a great job getting us prepared each week for the opponent that we face. And like I said, he's just the right guy for the job right now, and getting us to where we're at.
Dennis Pitta joins us out here at Bill Bateman's in Perry Hall.
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.